Hello and welcome everybody to a complete new fresh start. Today we're gonna play a Blackwater cocktail character. Definitely the first one I've ever played on veteran. Starting at level 1. YouTube voice. Yes. This is going on YouTube, so gonna prep the YouTube voice. Fresh meat for the stew. Starting off in Devil's Crossing, as you might have guessed. Dude, imagine a Grim Dawn game where you could like start off in like different towns at level 1, who knows? Grim Dawn MMO when you can choose to be like a... not just an Illyrian. You can... Arulan? Not Illyrian. Illyrian guy, you can also choose to be a Kern or somebody from the Corvan lands, right? But cool. Sounds more like a Grim Dawn MMO story though, to be fair. Anyway. So demo, we'll just play cocktail. Since this is a cocktail character, we aren't gonna be messing around with Firestrike or any of that other gunslinger shit. I'm just playing the bombs. Playing the cocktails and the bombs. Maybe pause on veteran until the issues get sorted. Yeah, if you want to actually just have a fun time playing the game, play normal. It takes you faster to elite, takes you faster to ultimate, which is the real game anyway. Veteran is kind of just like there for content, so that you you guys know that this build is also veteran viable, and B, yeah, so like the stream can laugh at me in case something goes wrong, which definitely never happens. So there we go. Searing Ember, GG, you won early game basically. We're gonna equip that at level 5 instantly, to also be able to throw some fireballs on top of cocktails, not just cocktails. Also Francis's gun has some percent fire damage, which is gonna be nice because cocktail's gonna be dealing fire damage too. Alright. Cocktail. Now this level, the skill is not gonna be great. Yet, don't be fooled. We need like 1 or 2 more levels, then that's great. Don't be fooled. When I first played Cocktail, like, back in 2016, I was like, what is this skill? It does nothing. But I didn't quite understand yet that you need to put more points into the skill and... you know... give it just a couple levels. It doesn't need a lot of time, just like 1 or 2 more levels, maybe 3. And then it's gonna feel a lot better. Okay, so ideally at level 5, right, I wanna be able to throw fireballs and use cocktail with a cooldown. However, that would kind of mean that I have to just keep pumping the bar. And I'm not sure if that's the best idea. Because the level 1 cocktail is really not doing that much, is it? On the other hand, if we like really make sure we get level 5 before Kaizog, then we can just like basically kill Kaizog with a fireball from Searing Ember. That's fine. The timer top left is wrong. What do you mean wrong? It's just the in-game clock, yeah. It's just the in-game clock. Welcome, Trixie. The hours to Kaizok. Okay, so we got this and that. So now we can use Fire Blast and use Cocktail with the cooldown. Yeah, I think this is gonna be good for Kaizok. Better than the other shit. It's also wrong because it's not the same time as yours. Yeah, then it must be wrong. Did I die? What do you mean? I never die. Just a tactical retreat into the main menu. Tactical like reset to level 1. I didn't like the other character anyway, right? He had a funny nose or something, or a weird name, I don't know. Yeah, Kaizok and veterans, just... I mean, you can also not play in veteran, you know. But there we go. Tamers of Celerity, oh well. Dog Tamers. I didn't like the character model, so I rerolled. Yeah. Basically. Okay, hold the phone. What kind of gear do we have here? Only trash? Cool. Also white items are absolute garbage, so don't use white items. Use yellow items, please. Or green, you know. Main screen percent, any percent speedrun, yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's what happened. Alright, if you need some scrap, get to the old dump and get some scrap here, right? You'll need some scrap to repair the water thingy. Sorry for not being like the most talkative person today, it's just way too fucking hot today. But yeah. Make sure to kill Pharos the Rotten, or the Rotted rather, he's part of a quest. Even if it takes a while. We level 6 though, like we should invest points into the skill. I did beeline to get the high potency cooldown thing, because I had the Searing Ember right away. If you don't have Searing Ember as like early as I did, don't do that. You rather want to spam your cocktail then instead and like put some more points in cocktail itself. Yeah. But now that I would like invest so many points down into the bar, into the skill bar, like the mastery bar here. I need some more points in my damage skill. Speaking of standstill, has anybody seen Real Girls? I mean, she posts on her Discord like every now and then. Only thing I know is she's expecting her second child, so she is pretty busy with other stuff in real life. Okay, 2 more cocktail. Let's also get 1 on Vindictive Flame. Don't need to cap rest and AG, yeah. Components and endgame? Did I make a components guide on YouTube? I think I've made some at some point in my life. Probably like back in 2020 or something like that. Probably still not outdated. To be fair, I feel like the only thing that like changed with components is that Runestone became a bit better and Seed of the Might became a bit worse. That's kinda it, I guess.
Good, you're back.
Where do you think your first FoA character will be?
Hopefully not to Snufsar. But I know some bosses can be pretty rippy. In Fangs of Fastakarn, obviously, there's some that might die there. You know, like maybe I'll die on stream even, who knows. I am out of energy. You need to make sure you always have energy for cocktail at least, right? Like if necessary, interrupt your spamming of the fireballs. And also try to get some gear early game that has like some percent or like flat energy regeneration. Like you can get it on chest, on helmet, on rings, on amulet. I did not get any of that, I think, right now. Like not a single item with energy regen. That's kind of like what I'm struggling here, to be fair. I could check the vendor. Maybe I should do that. Ooh, green gloves right away. That's crazy. It's a pet prefix though, so not the best. Chance on attack, yeah, that's true. This can be confusing, like... Chance on attack on like weapon pool skills means only on default attack skills. Or default attack replacers. Chance on attack on like gear and so on means you can pretty much just tick it, like proc it with a... Even a non-damaging aura can tick it, can proc it basically. Which is kinda crazy. Alright, this could be a good spot here to go back, to be fair. I have 7 scrap already. If you have 5 or less than 5 rather, you can always check out the vendor here to sell you some scrap. He usually will have you covered. More importantly though, this time around we're gonna check out some rings with, like this one for example. Pierce Rust, Poison Rust and Energy Regen. As well as maybe a second ring or something. Or maybe this chest. Yeah, this chest has Energy Regen, never mind. Maybe we can get a helmet with Energy Regen too. And this one has Energy Regen, there we go. Very nice, and now we can still like buy a ring maybe. Like a second ring. I mean, these are kinda bad. The one with resistances was nice, the others are kinda not really worth buying. Maybe we'll just buy this amulet instead. No, don't sell the salt bag, just keep it in your stash. Don't ask why, ask questions later. Just do it. Just keep it. Does Leech work for spells too then? No. Leech only works for stuff that has % weapon damage. I mean, if your spell has % weapon damage, like for example Keller's Tempest, then yes, it will work. But it needs to have % weapon damage. Devotions can be overwhelming. Don't feel overwhelmed, it's no harder than the PoE passive tree at least. And there's a search bar at the top, so if you're playing like a fire character, just put like, you know, fire damage in here, and then you'll get a rough idea on what you want. But early on I can always recommend Jackal. Or if it is a stat added to set skill, well yeah, then it obviously works instantly. Like you can get a skill modifier that has like attack damage converted to health or penalty or something like that, then penalty will leech even though it has no weapon damage. But also another thing to keep in mind with leech is that damage over time cannot leech. Whereas ticking instances of flat damage can. So something like Sigil, which you cast once and ticks, and like applies damage every time it ticks, can leech. Veteran. A washed up veteran sometimes. Now level 10 you can, if you want to, choose your second skill, second mastery rather, which can sometimes be good, but not necessarily always, to be fair. So I'll just pump my skill instead and push further to... Oh shit, I should have like gotten flame touch, right? What am I doing? That was kind of bad. If you get sundered like this, if you hear this and you see the orange effect around your screen, that means you got hit by an ability that you should have dodged, basically. You will usually always see like an orange glow on the enemy before he like uses that attack. I mean, what it does is like it makes you take more damage while you're debuffed from consecutive attacks. But
Welcome, Griff. You don't remember. You'll be
on some
looking.
of these early monsters, it's really not that scary. It sounds scary, but it's really not that scary actually. I'll just play this one, maybe just for the damage, honestly. Ten spirit? I mean, flat spirit is a little better early, right? Can't really use that because it has no energy. Like this energy caster gear rule is only gonna be important like early, really. It's gonna be kinda whatever later on, like pretty quickly.
Put it to good use. Any luck clearing out? Well,
Will I be able to stream some of the new content soon? Come back today, next week. At this hour.
good. You're one of my. You follow the.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. I ain't well spent.
Greetings, child.
Okay, so completing the quest in the cellar there with the slith gave me a new bag, so we have more room. Hooray! Okay, finally get plain touch, please. Greetings, child. I am a child. I am a child, it seems. That's what she said. And the caravan driver, either bottom right, or top left. Also, please get the total speed node. Holy shit, you're so slow early game otherwise. What am I planning to make to play the new content? I mean, I have lots of things planned, but I'll definitely do like a fresh start run, like complete fresh start on day one, I dare to say. Some Berserker, obviously. What second class though? I'm not sure about it yet, to be fair. Is room bonus set worth it if you're not using the two-handed weapon? Maybe. Depends what you're playing. If you're playing runes, alright. Back to Flat Passage, we were here doing this totem, okay. I mean, easy enough. So all of these have energy regen as a base. The diadem, the apprentice tunic. I mean, combat pants don't, but I mean, pants never have that. So that's nice. Honestly, you could probably like split points between 1 point in like flame touch, 1 point in always like 1 point into this mastery bar, and then maybe like a couple more points in Vindictive Flame to be fair, just so you're like faster. And the damage early game of Vindictive Flame can also be somewhat decent to be fair. Not too bad, not too bad. Will there be an item and character wipe for FoA? No, there's no wipes. The files are all locally saved in your computer. So it's pretty much impossible for Creative to wipe them anyway, because there's no servers on which they have the files saved. The files are all local. Alright, Shambler's Heart can be a pretty good amulet for Demolitionists to be fair. Shrewd of Alacrity really aren't good apexes though, but it is what it is. Not good, you generally want to go more defensive in the early acts. I mean, you just need damage to kill stuff. I think that's still the most important thing. You need damage first. Defense second.
Hello, travel.
But yes, there's a point where you definitely want to like have all your resistances capped, and you definitely want to have like certain resistances capped pretty early. However, for some of them it's also pretty easy to like get them capped, as long as you use components as well early, and like as long as you're using like the right components early. For Act 1 though, try to get some poison rest, try to get some elemental rest on like the gear that you find.
Move along.
You don't really have to like worry about components all too much yet. But feel free to use your polished emeralds like very freely and like just put them everywhere you want. Or like everywhere you can. Because you're gonna get like 5 billion of them anyway. They're definitely very free to use. Other components I wouldn't bother with that much. I mean, you obviously want to like have a Searing Ember to cast fireballs. That's like a must-have for a fire caster like this, or maybe like another component for like another type of caster. And I mean, you could always like use one scavenge plating in your belt if you want like a little bit more armor. But everything else is like whatever. Like don't use it yet. You would rather wanna save it to craft with it after Act 1. I would dare to say. What's the point of an endgame build if by the time you get it together you don't have much to do in the game anymore? I mean, if you have beaten literally everything in the Crucible, and you've beaten Shard 30 and Shattered Realm, and you've beaten all the dungeons, and you've beaten all the 6 super bosses, then sure, I mean, if you only care about like the content you can do and you don't really care about power fantasy of the character, then you don't really need the gear, I guess. I would say some bosses are pretty darn hard and need at least somewhat decent gear though. I think most people keep playing because they just want to like, you know, make their character as strong as possible. Like, for the power fantasy. Or because they, you know, wanna play maybe some other characters as well and use like whatever gear they found to play another character. And after all of that, you can also download the Community League and do all the additional like endgame content there. They got pretty good content in the league. More challenges. A lot more challenges. Okay, around now I think it's time to remove yellows from my filter. Don't bother selling yellow items, it's not worth it. Just throw it all away. Grab all the greens instead. Greens are worth to sell though. If you find Molten Walkers early, I mean GG, you won Blackwater cocktail. Perfect boots for cocktail early. We need a medal still. Yo, Soul Prison, welcome. Community League is not just a server, you can play... I mean, okay, so usually, like, when the league is actually live, the main event, or like the main thing about the Community League is that it is somewhat server-based and with a ladder and like with real-time trading and stuff like that, yes. But you can also just play the content offline solo, and you can also play that even when the league is not ongoing. And you can still enjoy like all the additional content. If you have played the league and you're gonna play Fangs of Astakarn, a thing or two might remind you of some league features that have now made it into the official game with Fangs of Astakarn. Okay, let me try the... Let me try Imp instead of Flame Torrent this time. Kinda wanna see how good it is. Could be good with Cocktail, to be fair. It's not really something you're gonna like use later on, but as a first like damage devotion, I think it could be good. Should always put 1 point into the bar to get like decent stats and HP. Oh well. Alright, abandoned waterfront. Let's get to 3 fabrics from these chests here. Oh, it's probably in the house. So I mean, this is why you play Cocktail, right? Even in Veteran, you just one-shot an entire pack. And then like finish off some stragglers or elites or bosses with fireballs on top. Let's go rescue the inventor. Connecting to chat, wait what? Hello, test 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's still working, right? There's no DCs going on. Good. What? Was? I don't know, like Twitch randomly said like chat is disconnected from me. That was weird. But I mean, Twitch is just Twitch, I guess. Okay, we gotta go sell. But let me get to the next Rift Gate real quick. I also got like some quests to hand in anyway. Like we did this one, we did that one.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Fire damage, I mean why not? How my resistance is looking like? So far, pretty bad. But at this point it's not that important. Health. Okay, sure, let's use this one. These pants maybe... maybe not. You kind of also want to like make sure that you're somewhat keeping up with upgrading your armor rating, because armor rating saves lives too. Okay, do we kill this guy? I think we killed this guy. Shit.
What do you want?
Is that the third expansion? You will see some of the third expansion next week. Today or next week.
What's with I? Have you found a good? There have been warden.
What is more important, armor rating or physical
Good,
resistance?
you're back.
I mean, it used to be physical resistance for sure, but I would say nowadays it's maybe even armor. I mean, it depends. Like, so early game armor has always been kind of better than physical resistance. Also, Captain LMG, thank you so much for the 11 months. Welcome back, welcome back. Appreciate the support. Welcome back to the Bloomers. So, physical resistance is better against, like, single big physical hits, whereas armor is better against, like, lots of enemies hitting you at the same time, or also, like, kind of like shotgun abilities. because physical resistance works the same way as like these resistances, as in it cuts the total damage by the percentage that it says, right? So like if I get hit by 100 physical damage, 2% physical resistance is gonna make me take 98 instead of 100 physical damage. Now armor rating is more like a flat absorption value. So it is better against smaller hits and worse against big hits, basically. It says part 2 in the YouTube title. Yeah. That's no longer accurate. But okay, let's say like you get hit by 100 physical damage, right? Or like I get hit by 100 physical damage right now. You might think that, okay, because I have 103 armor, I take 0 damage, right? It's not quite true. First of all, you have to kind of like roll like a very weirdly skewed dice. Like when you get hit by physical damage, you also have a % chance to get hit on your head or your shoulders or your chest or your arms or your leg or your feet. So if I get hit on my chest or legs, right, those have a like over 100 armor rating. So again, you would think like I would take no damage here, which is also not 100% true, but if I get hit by like my shoulders or my feet, for example, I would always like take some damage. Now in this case, I would always take some damage because I only have 70% armor absorption, which basically means my armor has only effectiveness of 70%. So even though I should take no damage if I get hit on my legs or my chest by 100 physical damage, I will still take 30 damage because the armor only absorbs like 70% of the damage. And if I get hit on my shoulders, then it's like an armor rating of, I don't know, like 95 times 0.7, right? 66.5. So I would always take 33.5 points of physical damage and not just 5. So yeah, armor absorption is also very important, especially for like small hits or shotguns. And armor in general is also kind of better for like smaller hits and shotguns. Whereas physical resistance is good against like big hits. Whatever happened to Magafer? I used to be watching his Grim Dawn streams. Yeah, I know, right? What happened to you, Magafer? Explain yourself. WASD feels so good in Mammoth. Oh shit, with the stairs? I can see that, yeah. True. WASD like solves the stair issue. You got a real job? What? Streaming Grim Dawn didn't pay the bills. Yeah. Color me surprised. How can I make Cocktail have more AoE? Is there a way? I mean, if you use the high potency cooldown version, that you have like a little bit higher radius, like 1.5 meters more AoE basically. But then you also cannot spam the skill, right? It's like a trade-off. Despite how great you were at it. I mean, right now I don't even know like who's more washed up, me or you. But To be fair, I think there was a certain like season, maybe it was like 6 or 7. Season 6, 7, right? When I was probably more washed up than you. Like I didn't have much time to play the game either. Just poor time management. I know, right? Just, I mean, why the hell am I not using my 48 hours per day properly? I mean, also if you stop dying, right, you can be a lot more efficient with your time. So yeah, let's not die again, please. Dude, Gertrand has 5 billion HP, why? What's hitting me for so much? Is it the lighting damage? Maybe the Aether damage. Only 6% Aether is at this point. I mean, elemental damage is generally like a lot more important to max out here in Act 1, or like to have some reasonable values for than Aether damage, even though you're fighting quite a few of ethereals. Aether resistance, I mean, it's not bad to have, don't get me wrong, but it's not as important as like elemental resistances. Or poison even. $118 movement speed. Well, that's still kind of slow. Rödingsrolle, nice. Spring rolls. Honestly, what about summer rolls? Like for this weather, I feel like summer rolls are even better, like way better actually. The spring rolls are still like fried, so I mean that's why they're called spring rolls after all and not summer rolls. I like the summer rolls way more in summer, to be fair. Vietnamese summer rolls are like best for this kind of weather. Legit. You have not heard of summer rolls in your entire life, or what? Get yourself some Vietnamese summer rolls. They're like with rice paper instead of the usual like fried outsides.
Why won't you die?
Why won't you die, indeed, flippin' Warden Krieg.
Done with you, I will crush your friends.
Oh no, not my friends in Devil's Crossing.
You are strong. Now,
Yeah, with prawns? Oh my god. GG. Man, now I want some summer rolls with prawns. Gimme, gimme. What? Apparently you can die to Golden Creek now. If you're playing veteran with like the whole HP buff and everything, right? Like... Also cocktail, I mean while it's definitely a great skill for like leveling, in general. Early game boss damage is not the best of the skill, I'm not gonna lie. You don't like see, I mean you don't have to do it, but prawns you can also do it with like chicken or something. Or with beef as well. Or just vegetarian as well. I would do the crossbow monka. So I kind of like wanna stand still and stand close rather, so he doesn't use the crossbow. Brother, why you don't die? Or fermented pork summer rolls, yeah, I mean, that's good too. Okay, after Warden Krieg, which you hopefully defeat without dying. Let's go craft some components.
Is it fit? The warden's defeat is a great victory.
The warden is a warden. That's what he said, basically. Oh shit, I remember. So what you want to do before Krieg, to be fair, is you want to switch from your standard small fireball to the big fireball. You want to craft flint core bolts before doing Warden Krieg. Because otherwise Warden Krieg is going to be as painful as it just was for me right now. Shambulet. 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 Also, time to craft, right? Time to craft 2 ward stones for metal and amulet. Time to craft anti-venom salve for belt. And then maybe like craft some other shit that doesn't need scrap at least. Scaled hide, for example. Alright, we got a metal here. That would also have had Aether resistance, oh well. Would have helped in the Krieg fight as well. It had resistance 0, that's not very high, is it? But oh well. Pure Skull Poison. Let's go. And then you also want to craft a relic, in my opinion, like pretty much always here. You craft Equilibrium because it has elemental damage, spirit, movement speed, and elemental resistances. Kinda like all you want at this point. Can pump some more spirit, can pump some more physique. Physique for like tankiness, spirit for like damage and energy regeneration basically. You probably should put more physique though. Cunning only if you need OA on this build. But you kinda wanna avoid using cunning completely. Yeah, new to the game. Just new to the game.
Give you a good price of what I've got left.
Edmund Shanks Doyle boss guide. Holy shit. Let's bring it on.
See you around.
So you must be
Moneybags
the
Martin
kid
sounds
before-
like an arm tier. Yeah. Alright. First things first, what to do after Krieg. Okay, first of all, like you do the components and then we go get ourselves a movement ability from Forgotten Gods. Never done a grenade build, are actually decent. Yes, they are very good.
So, you go.
The grenades are very good.
The emissary warned.
You wiped and Crawler, your ring making. It was not a certified Crawley farmer. Small balls makes big bada boom. I mean, you can also do big balls for even bigger bada boom, to be fair.
Hey there.
Strat guide for Tyranny. Okay, yeah. I mean, there's some things for which you really don't need a guide, but I guess some people do. Anyway, you wanna get a movement augment of your choice, so like check out all the factions and whichever movement skills you like, you choose that faction. Not because you aren't gonna be able to choose the other ones from the other factions ever, you will be at some point, but you can from the one that you choose right away. So let's just do that first. Also, let's go to Devil's Crossing. My weapons kinda are still like little one weapons basically, so let's check out if there's anything with fire damage here. Something of Scorching, for example. To be fair, I kinda wanna rather look for the offhand. God, it's so bad. Okay, one thing you can do is you can always reset the game to like basically have everything in the game respawn. Everything that's like farmable at least, and which is like 99% of things. So let's go to Lower Crossing and let's kill the zombie reanimator guy once again. To get ourselves a higher level maybe, and also better affix offhand. Something with like percent fire damage would be nice, of course. Also, you wanna get Aether Crystals because you can never have enough Aether Crystals. And they're so easy to get anyway. Good luck. Yeah, thanks, I need it. This is gonna be a hard fight. Mystic and no suffix, are you fucking kidding me? What kind of luck is that? Brother, what? Careful, he does Aether damage. Is there an Aether damage guide? New expansion hype. New expansion hype next week. Next week, expansion hype. This is why you should stream, because if you don't, you'll just end up shit-talking here. Yeah, I mean, you can shit-talk in your own channel. I mean, I don't mind you shit-talking either way. You know that. Off Scorching! Yes! That's all you need, honestly. You just want to see Off Scorching. Obviously, if you get like any like rare suffix for fire damage, sure, that's even nicer. But you kind of just need Off Scorching. Now from small ball to slightly bigger ball.
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
Same value. Okay, so instead of putting this on my weapon, which I cannot do right now anyway, I need level 20 for that, we'll just put it on a torch. We just put it on a torch instead. Okay, slightly bigger fireball makes slightly bigger boom. Kills the bandits slightly faster. Edmund's Shanks, Doyle, holy shit, I heard he's hard. People are using guides for this guy. You watched it? I mean, I watched it? Yeah. I watched it on my fourth monitor real quick on my mobile phone while you weren't looking. Are you insane? You can't do this. You can't give up now. Don't do it. No. I have to kill you now. Oh no. Oh, I kind of wanted to kill you. Because of the torch. We did not get a suffix of scorching on the torch though, unfortunately, so it's not even like that great, unfortunately. Oh well. Oh well. You died to Locksmere in Port Valerie the other day? Yeah, he spawns on normal now too. Locksmere is Port Valerie only now, and he spawns on all difficulties. Which I think is great. Many people are gonna hate on it though. Flippin' haters. He only spawns if you're above level 65. Huh, maybe. That might be. Which is a little sad. To be fair. Would have been more fun if he spawned earlier too. We need a Locksmere strat guide right now, yes. I mean, I need a Slathzar Aetheress guide. So you can change your components and weapons and gear in general once you rescue the inventor, and that was like from Burbage Estates. However, I still kinda wanna not bother doing that, so I saved the open component slot in my forge for now until I'm level 20, which I hope will be soon. Oh, there was an 8th damage mutator too. Oh yeah, true. I kind of keep forgetting about the mutators, but they are definitely scarier now than they were in the past. Okay. Now we got some fire damage. Yeah, nobody's crazy enough to run Veteran usually, but it's not really doing much for you, apart from giving us rip clips, I guess. I do still think that, like, if you are new to the game and if you want to like learn this game like properly from like level 1 basically, playing on Veteran can be good. Just to, like, you know, enjoy the game, like the difficulty a little earlier. Because normal can feel like a cakewalk very easily. Very quickly. But if you just want to like get to like end game faster, then there's still like really not any reason to run Veteran, to be fair. I mean, the real ones are gonna be the ones playing on Ascended mode. Holy shit, the damage from this guy sometimes. Yeah, he's also surviving longer now because of the HP buff, right? The force wave into Blade Arc. It's pretty sketchy. Balthazar's Crest. I mean, it is kind of an upgrade. 50 million MIs, yeah. He did definitely drop a lot of them there. It's not as good as Moneybags Martin's medal that we're gonna get later. But it's still nice. For now. Also got this one for like bleed and vitality resistances. Very nice, very nice. I should have put the scaled hide in the shoulders, not the pants, right? What am I doing? But I mean, you could just like switch out pants maybe. I kind of want to keep my pierce resistance. Okay, never mind. We'll keep things as they are for now, for a bit. They're only scaring veteran, the mutators, you think? I mean, they are more impactful, Elite. They are more impactful, at least in Elite. That's true. Another cocktail build? What do you mean another cocktail build? Monka. Yeah, there it is. Just updating the command, as I forgot to do that. Wrecked by veteran plus Aether damage mutator. I did not pay attention to that, to be fair. Kinda unlucky. But I should have known and should have paid attention and should have had more Aetheress. And to be fair, I personally think the boss HP buff is one of the best things to ever happen to the game. Maybe not for endgame, I don't know about that part. And some supers and so on maybe have like a little bit too much HP now, but I think they're gonna get like a little bit like still tweaked until release of Fangs of Hastakarn. But like for enemies to, you know, at least be able to use their abilities. It's a great change in my opinion. Really nice, pretty nice. Hätte Fahrradkette, ja. Wait, he said wäre. What? What a bit bigger. But the bosses need damage too. I don't think most of the bosses need damage, honestly. Like, I mean, it was not the problem in the past really either, because most of them just died before they could like use any abilities. And now they can at least like use their abilities, and now that they can use their abilities, You actually take damage.
Good, you're back.
Literally the best GD content creator I have seen yet. Informative, to the point, and relevance W out any rambling like every other creator. So far. While English is obviously not your first language, you are far more articulate and coherent than your peers. By a wide margin. Thank you.
Thank you, Hans. And thank you, Duskanam, for 46 months already. Appreciate the support. Welcome back to the Bloomers. That is a classic. Okay, can I craft a frozen heart? Because I didn't find a frozen heart. It's kind of embarrassing that I didn't find a single frozen heart so far. Guess we gotta craft one then. It is what it is. Let's use these as well.
Come see what's left of
Classica.
what wears.
You fought Lothar Matthäus. I mean, you fought Lokar the other day and he had 10 million HP. He fought him with more life mutator and he had 12 million HP. Holy. I mean, Lokar getting more HP. It's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess. How much HP did he have in the past? Like 4, 5 million? He got like double HP now. It's funny.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Okay, let's go back and in the quests.
Well, you worked here. We have to hit them hard and fast. Leave.
You mean like minimum level for Lokar? Gotta ask like Megami, honestly. Didn't he do like a Lokar speedrun recently?
Keep your weapon.
Come see what's left of what
Ah.
I'm pretty sure you can spawn like below level 100 too. Yeah, we can just check. What does it say normal? He doesn't spawn on normal. What do you mean normal? Level limits 80? So 86 is his minimum level, I guess. But then he gets like a couple more levels because he's like a boss monster and so on, so it's more like maybe 89, 90. thought it was a rip clip. That was that rip clip. Wait, what? If he's always level 12, like 12 above, then I guess like 40% more HP. Yeah, that seems about right. Wait, from 6.5 to 10 is not 40% more. That's like, that's still like 80 or something like that percent more. Like 75% more, 80% more ish. Ah, just like that one. Yeah. I mean, you don't die to that one. You rather die to the other one. The one with the totem is not that scary. Like, if you die to the other one. The one with the stun jacks. What? I mean, didn't you say he has 6.5 mil? Like, on the old patch? And if he has like 10 mil on the new one, that's like an 80% HP increase or 75% increase in the HP. Okay, we did not get Blackwater cocktail shoulders, we did not get the fire helmet, we got nothing. What the fuck? What does this run? Yeah, I think the Celestials having like more HP is kind of like a bug. Or like unintended. I think he wanted to like buff them first and then somebody else, me, complained about like bosses having not enough HP either, and then he like buffed both and forgot to remove the buff to the Celestials again or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. To be fair, I only said like, I didn't say like all bosses have not enough HP, I said like certain specific bosses have not enough HP, and Zenta was like, well, okay, let's just buff all of them. I was like, I mean, okay, I'll take that over not buffing any of them, but... Okay, maybe Moneybags Martin is gonna give me like some good items here, right? He can drop like nice... I think he has Murderer's gear on though, he has like the wrong gear on. It's not gonna drop shit here. Seems like we will have to reset once again for this. But only after we get the waypoint after Cronley. I hit nothing, just the badge. What the hell? And the badge is still nice, also Scorched End suffix is pretty nice. And once you have access to Thermite Mine, you should definitely like start using his metal. Okay, Cronley himself though, with 14% Aetherus on Veteran, it's gonna be a little sketchy. You ideally want to have more Aetherus here. I mean, you don't need like capped Aetherus, certainly not, but you want a little bit more. On the other hand, you can just not stand inside of his Aether Fire, which is easier said than done on this build because you can't see shit, right? But basically just try to move, and then when your HP drops low, like, move more. And then you should be fine. Ah, shit. Oh, now he has the bubble. When he has the bubble, he basically takes no damage in a way. Okay. You can use the time when he has the bubble on to try to get some energy back at least. The chomp bugs? Wait, what bugs?
Ah, we speak at last.
I wonder how strong, like, Mad Queen is now. To be fair. Don't remember this build being so energy hungry. I don't really have like lots of energy devotions right now. And so I just got 8 of Fire. Which might be the wrong choice, and Flame Torrent is better. I mean, both can be good, I guess, in their own way. But I'll try 8 of Fire this time.
We speak at last.
Lagorian like keeps tronking, like keeps using Thunder over and over. Ah.
See anything you like?
I mean, I don't know if it's a bug. Could be a bug, could be intended even, who knows. But I also felt like Logorian is definitely scarier than before for some reason. Eighth Wire of the Boar. Resolute of Ulzuin's Flame. This one has energy. Okay. I got the waypoint, right? Okay, so let's restart here once again, after we talk to Quaid, and Mornay rather.
Well, damn it, now that...
Chthonian is the ultimate... Lagorian is the ultimate Chthonian, you must fear him. Maybe.
Come, friend, right to business.
Great to see this game getting another life to it. Yep. Yep. I mean, the game is still great, honestly. Like, it's a great game. Yeah, okay, I don't need the talisman. I mean, having a talisman in this build maybe wouldn't be that bad, like, considering that I am struggling a little bit with energy every now and then, to be fair. But I think it's still manageable. Okay, let me talk to these guys too, and then we'll farm the shoulders and the helmet. Since I don't need to farm the metal really, like I have a pretty good Martyr's Crest at this point. Maybe we'll just focus more on... like the pyromancers around Four Hills. Might be better than PoE 2. Equal with last depot. Okay, that will do. This guy has both even. Okay, that was... well, I mean, just get him, I guess. Imperials of the Wolf. I mean, honestly, that's fine. It's not bad. Mighty of Scorching. I mean, that's also fire damage. This chest is... I mean, this helmet rather is obviously better if you're playing Fire Strike. Which you could maybe even play on this if you want to use it as a filler, but... I mean, you rather just like go all in on Fast Strike than if you do that. I mean, these are just absolutely amazing for like all the reasons. So yeah, seems good to me. Let's put an Ectoplasm here. That should help with energy problems a little bit, at least a little bit more. Last Epoch is honestly still my second most played RPG. Like, even though we kind of love shitting on it nowadays, and it always had like some problems, it was still fun to play, you know, but like half the fun was also like, I feel like, you know, the journey of the game, and also knowing that the game is like actively being worked on and there's like potential and it's gonna be better, blah blah. Nowadays it's just like, I don't know, there's been like too many patches where in my opinion they didn't, I mean there were some that were pretty good where they added like lots of stuff, but there's some things about, for example, balance and like skill viability and so on that was really much just like terrible across the board every time. And some of those I feel like they could have fixed some stuff like so easily if it just had like one single guy in their whole company, like one guy needed to only do balance and nothing else, and the game would have been like so much better in my opinion. I mean, that said, I'll still like play whatever next season there is, probably for at least one day. But the game just doesn't give me any long-term motivation anymore, which it did kinda in the past, but yeah, not anymore for me, at least. At least, unless they have like an insane, like, expansion act, whatever, total rework of the game. But I mean, is that gonna happen? They have announced an expansion, but is it? To be fair, at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if Grafton, like, I don't know how much money they made like with the last season, but I think the last season didn't do all too well, which is unfortunate, of course. But considering like how early they announced the expansion, I wouldn't even, honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if the expansion ends up like getting cancelled or something like that. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think there is actually like a non-zero chance of that happening now. On the other hand, if they have really like invested a lot of like to at least the PlayStation port, then I mean the PlayStation things like release is still gonna happen, right? Because they can make a lot of like money with PlayStation port, I think. Like they might just like bring it out on PlayStation and then like put a plug after that. Is speedrunning in Grim Dawn important to access endgame sooner, or is it not really like PoE1 where you get... I mean... I feel like for your first character, it is more important to just like complete all the like quests for your reputation, because you need to have like all your reputation like maxed out for all the factions basically. You can do like speed running, speed leveling for second characters, for second plus characters. For that it is very helpful. For your very first character, I don't think like rushing to endgame does really that much, to be fair. It's more important to consistently clear a campaign properly. And I mean, clearing all of campaign properly on normal and ultimate at least will get you to level 100 anyway. Like you don't need the endgame to get to 100. Then once you are like around level 95 plus, 95 to 100, then yes, the endgame is great to get you the gear that you need for the even harder endgame. But before that point, the endgame in Grim Dawn is not like as mandatory as it is in PoE. Okay, it's time for Martin's Crest. So I switch these two. apply this here. I'm gonna go back to switch the component. Yeah. I mean, the way Ellie, or like the path that Ellie took when they went for a live service model,
Come see what's left.
I mean, it's kind of obvious that like you need more income, like a consistent income stream to keep an online game alive, right? This new item is kinda not really made for fire, but it has so many stats. It's kinda ridiculous not to play it. And also, I mean, sure, they needed to invest more because of the... like, because of multiplayer and server side, everything, blah, 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 right? But they also got, like, a lot more people to buy the game because of that. Because, I mean, half of the PoE endies would have not even touched the game if the game didn't have, like, online and trading and ladders, right? So, going for the route that they took, it definitely like meant that they could like cash in a lot more around release. Like the hype around release was way higher than it would have been otherwise. But now, like long term, I mean, maybe they did the right thing. Like maybe just, you know, like building up hype, pretending to be a great game that can make lots of money, and then just selling out to somebody like Craft is like the right move to do. Because at that point it's just Craft's problem, and if you know, if your game dies, it's like whatever, you already made your cash, you know. Certainly not as like long-term sustainable as like a Grim Dawn variant would have been. Now, would I say like the developers only did that because of like they wanted to get quick and easy money? I don't think so. I mean, they just wanted to like genuinely have a RPG that feels like it has like proper online trading and all the online features of like, you know, PoE as well. I mean, it is a shitty thing to do at some point, but also if you're running out of money and you can either close the studio or sell it, I think selling is still better than just closing. Like also all the employers, right? I mean, I know some like EHG people are not with EHG anymore. I don't know if why exactly though, to be fair. Like it might be because of cost cutting, it might be because of some other reasons, but I know some of them are no longer at the company. Like since kind of recently-ish. Maybe like a couple months. Actually not like even couple months, like 2 or 3 months maybe. Like whenever the last season started. 2 months ago. Do we consider Power Pete an AARPG? Who? Oh shit, obviously we have thermite mines, right? Use them. Rather. Also, the one thing, or like the one reason why many of these builds, this build including, might appear more energy hungry at this point, is because Crate basically nerfed energy pots, right? So in the past, you used to be able to, I think that the pot like used to give you like more energy back per press, but now because you can upgrade the pots in many different ways, they basically kind of like nerf the base pots a little bit. Because eventually, with things of Ascar and with like potion crafting and so on, they can be stronger than before. I think. I feel like you have to hoard all the items in Grimdawn. You're level 18 now, and it's just so hard to clear out your inventory. Well, you can... Apart from some very specific items that you think are like really, really good for leveling, you can sell everything that is lower level than 84. Or 82 at least. Like everything sub-level 80 is basically almost useless. Apart from maybe some like rings or belts and stuff like that. And some very specific like like gear that's good for leveling. But if you don't know what gear is good for leveling, then then I would just keep like whatever you might want to like play in the future. Grimdawn item assistant is your friend? Yeah, I mean generally it is. I would really not recommend somebody who's level 80 to use item assistant though. Like he needs to first learn which items are worth keeping, otherwise he's gonna just like keep everything. Like he's probably like keeping way too much right now. You need to learn what to keep first before using item assistant. I mean, you can be fine with using item assistant if you never ever put anything below level 84 into your item assistant. Like the endgame gear, endgame viable gear is always level 84 or 94. I mean, the blue items can be like, I think like 82 and 92, but you get the idea. Everything like 80 plus can be endgame viable, everything below that is never ever endgame viable. So you will only use it for leveling. And there aren't many good leveling items in this game, to be fair. I mean, there are some, but they are very specific ones. Compared to like the whole plethora of items that exist in general, it's not that many. I have 20% vitality resistance against this guy, that's not really great. For Carrion you wanna have a bit more. Yep, holy shit, I already got hit by like one projectile and dealt like half my HP. Welcome to Veteran, boys. And definitely don't stand inside this pool, ever. With this vitality resistance. Searing of Conflagration. That's better than my torch, right? For sure. The Conflagration suffix should give me a lot of fire damage here. It's actually not as much as I thought it would be, but it is more for sure, yeah. It's also, well, good if you want to play some Fire Strike. +5 to Fire Strike, holy shit. Do I 1-point Fire Strike instead of Fireballs? Fire Strike for filler? Like this and this. I mean, it's like already +10 Fire Strike basically, right? I mean, +8. That's still pretty sick. Kinda crazy, not gonna lie. Yeah, +10 is the max you can get. I mean, it's not the max you can get, but it's actually not true. like the max is 10 over soft cap. Like if this has 12 points, the maximum you can put this at is 22 points. But I mean, you can have like plus 15 and then reach 22 points a little earlier, so you still like save yourself some points, next skill points. So getting more than plus 10 is still worth it
I'll give you a good price for what I've got.
for like skill point efficiency, you could say. I really like this belt early. Alchemist belt. Very nice belt. Especially on classes that are not occultist and struggle like getting poisonous. Actually, I think Berserker also has poisonous, doesn't it? Merciless of Scorching. It's kinda nice, but my current one has like better resistances and better HP.
Need something broken down?
I did not get the Kyrian's Shattered Soul right. That's kinda unlucky. You kinda want it on this character. Shattered Soul is really good for this character.
Iron well spent.
And I could just kill him again. But it seems kinda like a waste of time as well on normal. To be fair, let's just use this then. I want some new pants.
I'll give you a good price for what I've got left.
Some non-garbage pants, please. I didn't get any good blue pants this run. Maybe these are fine. Alright, why do I want the pants? Because I want to put the scaled hide like over here, and then I want to put this here. You can also like craft 6 watch if you're struggling with like bleed and pierce rust. But I would say right now mine is fine. It's pretty fine as is. One more thing you should probably do actually at the end of Act 1 is you should go pay a visit to a vendor near Whitemire. Bomberman. Screwdriver Jägerbomber. Nani? Okay, let's use this ring instead. Or not. I mean, this ring is good if you... it's still good for vitality resistance, so sure, I'll lose a little bit of piercing rust. And I guess now using a silk swatch would have been good. Okay, let's still craft one. We can still craft one. We can use it in the pants, I think. Let's remove what I just put here. And craft some pierce resistance here.
Gotta be more scrap metal.
What? What's my movement speed? Already capped? Okay. Then you can kind of like put into boots whatever you want to. Usually you want to put Monk Traveler, but I mean... Okay, we're gonna get Solar's Witchblade. And I'm pretty sure Scholar's Light is like the best option for that. I have too many points in my...
I sense turmoil within.
Well, I do need 4 red, but I don't need the green and the blue here anymore. Just complete the light instantly. And then we can start working on the Witchblade next. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Let's go to Broken Hills. Or rather... Okay, we got some damage now. Still like no Aetheress, holy shit. And the Grim Dawn League channel, the guy who quit Grim Dawn because it was too easy, even though he didn't even like do all bosses. That was kind of funny, yeah. I mean, luckily for him, we're gonna get Ascended mode now. Yeah, I hope Xantai isn't gonna carve too early. Carve? Is that how you say it? No. Carve out his own spine too early when people complain about the difficulty of Ascended mode. Cave in? No, I don't know. How do I say that again?
Ah, we speak at last.
Zarathusran's Codex / Archive is good on fire. Cut a store? I mean, yeah, I guess so. Give it like 5 months and the Senate will just be like ultimate. Hopefully not. When is the stream with the Xantai? Today? Next week. Next week today. Monday next week. Oh wait, for Fire Rune of Kalastor you can also play the shield, right? There's a shield that gives you like more projectiles to Kalastor. That one should be better. Like a obsidian shield from the Chthonians. If I can't get like past shard 20. With Ascended mode will be too challenging. I would say it depends what you're gonna do in Ascended mode. You definitely won't be able to do autopilot in Ascended mode. I think it would heavily depend on what you're trying to do. They will bitch, yes, I know. I can't wait for the bitching. I think Xantai also already has like a jar ready where he's gonna like gather all the tears of all the people who think it's too hard. To be fair, there's gonna be some power creep too for the players, so... Fuck, I need to talk to him first. Here's the catch. You do not have to play Ascended mode. You can just keep on playing Ultimate and activate the Altar of Ascendant Altar, whatever it's called again. Altar of Ascension in Ultimate instead. And you can create your own like mini Ascended mode if you want to. And I think you can also like farm some of the Ascendant items there then. Not as efficient, of course, but it is possible. Like, nobody's forcing you to play Ascended mode. Yes, our... yeah, old 60 should be new 20, exactly. Wait, no, old 20 is old 50. It's times 2.5. That's 50. Holy hell, he's resistant. Right, he was literally burning himself as well. You are forcing me. Oh, I'll be forcing myself, don't worry. least as soon as I can. You're now a subscriber, you can demand it. Everybody knows that, like, once you subscribe to a viewer, like to a streamer, you have total authority over him. Everybody knows that. That's how it works. You basically own me now, right? I'm just here, chained to your presence, there with a single purpose to entertain you and do as you please. That's how streaming works. Yep. I mean, nowadays I feel like every build should be able to do like SR 30, at least on softcore. Like every decent build at least, let's say it like that. Doesn't even have to be like great, just decent. That said, with the boss HP buff recently, who knows? Here to lurk. Thanks for the lurk, man. Welcome, welcome. I mean, to be fair, it's fine. Like in hardcore in the past, I also didn't really farm 75 all that much. I mostly farmed like 65 if I remember correctly. I guess that was totally fine too, for most of the gear. Okay, this guy can be scary, so let's not get hit by the projectiles, which not only do fire damage, but also physical damage, and that part, honestly, can be scarier. Because, yeah, sure, you can have like 80% fire rest, but if your armor isn't like giga crazy already, or you have like no physical resistance, then good luck. Also, he takes no damage, what the fuck? Well, he's fire resistant himself, so that makes sense. Yep. Is that good hit by that shit? Codex. Codex is the correct offhand. So that's great. Problem is, first of all, it needs level 32. I mean, that's not like a big problem, but it is not usable at this very second. And the affixes could really be better, right? You could get like a scorching suffix or like some fire prefix. I'm kind of sure is it worth farming for Martin's Crest until you get big fire damage one? It depends what level you are. If you're like low level, just leveling, then any like of scorching is gonna be good enough. If you're doing it like, if you're trying to like prepare your gear for endgame, then I think multiple runs is like you can't get around doing multiple runs. Inside is really nice, because like inside also gives you more elemental damage and energy regen. I kind of want to run this proc. Now, however, I will have a poison resistance problem, at least until like next level, when I can use Alchemist's Spout. I mean, or you just craft a second like anti-venom salve and use it in the boots instead, right? Well, the Grim Tools link that I have right now, it's not gonna show my chest because the chest is a new item, unfortunately. But yeah, whenever the game is actually, I mean the Astakarn Grun Tools is actually out and ready, you'll have a more beautiful Grun Tools link. Why is my HUD prettier than yours? I'm playing on patch 1.3, which is like the pre-Fangs of Astakarn patch, and also like in playtest right now. There's also like a public playtest version of this. If you want to check it out right now, you could also do that in this very moment. If I hang on, I can give you like the link here, I guess. Is Casta worth farming for Martin's Crest? I mean, is it worth to farm Martin's Crest and Casta? You asked earlier, right? My answer was, if you're just leveling, any of Scorching will do. Like, just get off Scorching for % fire damage. If you're like trying to min-max for endgame, like level 94 only, then yeah, I would try to get a better one, of course. Usually for leveling, with pretty much, this goes like pretty much for all the monster frequencies, I would say. Like for all monster frequencies for leveling, it's usually good enough to just get like the magic damage FX combination that you want. Or like just one matching, like one good magic FX and then the other one can be whatever. As long as it's like not completely useless. I mean, for 94 plus, you would want to ideally go for something like maybe, I don't know, Destroyers of Scorching or Destroyers of... To be fair, Metal Slot, it doesn't necessarily have to be of Scorching. It could also be something like of the Fox, maybe? Or like something like raw stats, like attributes, or... offensive ability, defensive ability, like of readiness or of attack is pretty good too. Readiness gives you attack and DA, I mean OA and DA, and attack gives you OA, but like more OA. Of the Hawk, of Mike Hawk, haha. Like any of the animal, it's usually gonna be useful. Like all the animal suffixes, they always give you stats. Can you stop healing? Oh shit. Why am I running this guy again? I'm getting too greedy, right? I mean, yes, my offhand that I just have gotten kinda sucks. But this guy is a pain to farm, because first of all, he's actually a low rippy, at least on veteran. And second of all, he can also drop the other offhand, which is gonna be completely useless for me. And of course, like while leveling, there's like some instances where not getting of Scorching is also fine, but I mean that's usually when you know, get something like any other like fire affix at least. Another codex, that's good. of the Flame Quarter. I mean, that's fire damage. I mean, this is definitely better than the one I had. Better than this one. Of Celerity, I mean, casting speed is generally also not bad, of course, for casters, but if they're gonna cook the build, you rather wanna try to get fire damage, like just raw fire damage.
Let's take a look, shall we?
Jo, schneit's, willkommen.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Okay, the new one is also... Actually, no, it's 35. Okay, so we do still have to, like, keep around both of them. Because the Flame Caller suffix, I guess, is 3 levels higher. It's a nice one, though, because it has +2 to Thermite Mines. As well, the affix. Very nice, very nice. Cool, cool. Stardust Skater Runner took 3 kills to get the right book. And enrolled Dominators of the Cabal. It's a triple rare, but triple dog shit. Yikes. That is really sad indeed. Well, good thing you can play either the Community League or Bank the Vastakarn soon to re-roll your affixes too. But I mean, re-rolling a Dominators of the Cabal is worse than like re-rolling one that has at least already like 1 fire affix, right? Can even roll early in FoA. If you have the merit, I guess you could. Without merit, you have to kind of like get somewhere first. Oops. Let's not get hit by that. Or that. Basically, whenever he does like an overhead swing, you wanna dodge it, as you might just literally die. Currently doing dual wield Bone Harvest. Nice, nice, nice. Can I do Celestials? I mean, probably, if you set it up properly. You should be able to. At least the ones that you can face tank as melee, more or less. I've heard from like many people that it's really, really good for leveling as well. Kinda wanna try it.
Well, if I have
I mean, if you aren't 100 after completing the story and Ultimate, that's fine. Like, that can happen for sure. But I mean, you can just like run a couple dungeons, for example, like Steps of Torment or Ancient Grove, like all the like slightly harder content. It's gonna happen at some point eventually. Like once you're level like 90 plus, you can, like if you're level 90 plus and you have done all quests, all acts, all quests, all main quests, all side quests, you can just basically like start doing your like end game farming routine, at least for the campaign. You're probably like not enough, like not strong enough for a Crucible or Shattered Realm really, but you can do like dungeons and totem farming. And yeah, the Mammoth Resistance faction has experience potions, which you can also use on your first character. If you happen to have those completed to like all the way up to Revered already. How about a Doombolt build for next stream? Doombolt is really juicy, but I kind of want to wait for Astakarn to do that. Like a Doombolt starter... I mean, builds like what I'm doing now obviously will also be great with Astakarn, but they are also kinda like, you know, presentable without Astakarn. Or something like Doombolt. I know I've done like a Chaos Cadence Witchblade character at some point. Okay, small spoiler here, like that Chaos Cadence Witchblade that I did at some point as a beginner build, like basically that same build, it's gonna feel a significant lot better now, like once Astakarn is out, than it did back then. I'm not saying it's like necessarily better than like some of the best starter builds. Probably not, but because honestly, like back then it was really kind of mediocre, and going from mediocre to good doesn't necessarily mean like the best ever, but it's definitely like better than before, significantly better than before. Chaos Doombolt Deceiver and find Ravager. Chaos Doombolt Deceiver. Just make a Harbinger Primalist, right? And then do like Harbinger sets. To be fair, that's like all this like Harbinger stuff was probably like really fucking good when like bosses had less HP, but now that bosses have more HP, it's gonna be a little sketchier because you can't just like kill Ravager in like 10 seconds anymore. Or whatever Harbinger was before. You can do SR as soon as you're 100. I mean, you can do SR when you're level 1 even, if you want to. And to be fair, pushing the lower levels of SR isn't gonna be like that hard. It's just pushing low level SR is harder than the main campaign, or like, maybe not really, like the lower levels aren't really much harder than campaign. But the loot is also garbage. Like, you're literally gonna get better loot, like just farming campaign dungeons and campaign totems than doing SR. SR loot kind of like outscales campaign after, I don't know, maybe like shard 20 plus or something like that. If you can't do at least like shard 20 and like farm it consistently, you know, it's not really worth doing over the campaign. Alright. Homestead. Homestead can craft you dynamite, and if you can't craft dynamite, you need to craft aether shards first. And the reason why you want to craft dynamite, it's not farm dynamite, is because, well, crafting this only needs aether crystals, basically. And aether crystals, you get like 5 billion of them in like one run in Warden's Lab, for example. Whereas dynamite, you get like 2 per run, maybe? Something like that. Like, whoever is farming dynamite doesn't understand the basic crafting math. So yeah, don't farm dynamite. You farm aether crystals and then craft dynamite. Or there's one, I guess. More chance to rip for worse loot. Yeah, kinda not worth it. I would usually not do SR before being able to kill Morganov, at least, or Lokar even. Lokar is quite the jump nowadays though, like he used to be a lot easier than he is now. Lokar is legit hardish now. To be fair, in this case, I did not ask Zentai to make low-car harder though. Like, I asked him to maybe like make some things here and there a bit harder in the game, but definitely not low-car.
Ah, we speak at last.
Okay. I'm sunbird. Holy shit, I'm actually sunbird. Okay, but Mugari should probably like dodge it. Because her double swipes can really deal a lot of damage. Even without Sunder, and if you are Sunder and get hit by the double swipes, you take a lot of fucking damage, so... Yeah. Do I have a Manticore poison? I got a poison, nice. Okay. Arcane. Oh, and other stones. Also, you just want to dodge all of them. They're a bit sketchy. A bit sketchy. Spoiler, guys, this is a new item. Primordial Stone. Dropped from Shambler. Well, not Shambler, but like Shambler likes. Physical Wind Devil login. Insane. Nah, the smite stuff is maybe usable actually. You can do dual wield physical smite. Or you can play a shaman, but like it's not a two-hander, so shaman is maybe not necessarily the best for this. Dual wield physical smite. What even play that on? A warlord. Smite lord. Okay, here you want to find the cave that's not marked on a map. Oppressor maybe. Oh yeah, Oppressor is probably actually pretty good. With Necro secondary, yeah. Could also do Sentinel question mark? Probably not. Sentinel is kinda not that great with physical damage, I feel like. I think Oppressor has better, slightly better like physical synergy than Oppressor. I mean than Sentinel. I mean, or you do an Archon. I mean, you could use it as like an alternative to leveling with flippin' Bone Crusher or like a Avenger Archon, right? But then again, Troll Bone Crusher is probably better for Shaman because it's a two-hander. You also get the flat converted from Bone Harvest, that's big true. You get the cold to physical converted from Bone Harvest, like from Soul Harvest rather. Whereas an Occultist, well, you would need like Chaos or Wit to physical to play a physical Sentinel, for example. Or at the very least Acid, but like Chaos or Wit is better. If you rip before 100, you go softcore. I mean, you can go softcore a new character then, yes. Your character is not gonna be softcore, it's just gonna be dead. It's not like in PoE where you can keep playing the same character in softcore, no. You die in hardcore and Grim Dawn, the character's just gone. You can not play it anymore. Unless you use cheats, but I mean, we're not doing that. Oh yeah, you could... True, you could play like Flesh-Warped Bulwark and Primordial Stone Archon, Sword and Board Archon. It's actually not the worst idea. I mean, no, the shield is legit a good idea because you get Feral Hunger on the shield, which means it like enables Brute Force and Feral Hunger for non-two-handers. He hungers. And then like actually like Sword and Board Shaman is not trash. It's a good point, it's a good point. Holy shit, then you can play Sword and Board Avenger Archon. Oh my god, dude. That was a pet shield. Yeah, I told Zen, like that's literally the first thing I said after the change, after that patch rolled out. I was writing in our like playtester chat like, wait, there's gonna be quite a lot of like upset pet players about that shield change. And then Zentai was like, wait, what now? Like, people were using it for pets? Like, he was literally unaware, man. He was unaware. Pepper love. Avenger without the weapon? I mean, yeah. You just play Avenger Archon without the weapon. Because what else do you play in physical Archon, right? If you play this weapon and the shield. Do I even have the shield here, maybe? No, I don't have it yet, but I'm gonna get it like at some point in this act very soon, so I can show you guys what I'm talking about here. Now we have room. Pierce Rest, Devouring Swarm Helmet. Well, Avenger doesn't have a helmet anyway, right? So... I mean, you have Avenger Shoulders, Avenger Belt. The belt is absolutely busted for Archon anyway, right? Actually... The belt is great for two-handers, better so than for Sword and Board, right? So maybe... But usually the belt is like absolutely busted for Archons, right? What kind of content can we expect from the playtest? The public one? Balance changes, the new UI, the new HUD and stuff like that. But you're not getting like the new Fangs of Astakarn items or Berserker class that I have on my patch. Venom Fang of Cruelty. Why is it Venom Fang, man? Holy. I jumped. Some sneaky Grobel, dude. The Grobel attacks are on the rise. Okay, chill out, Dranguls. The Drangul attacks are on the rise, that's for sure. What the heck? Balance changes spooky for Kalastor. I think for Kalastor there's literally no changes. I mean, I might be wrong, but I think there's no changes for Kalastor. All the attacks are on the rise on Veteran, yeah. Veteran attacks are on the rise. Pew, 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 pew. Let's get all the healers here first. Brother! Oh shit, that's the boss already, Monka. Okay, let's put him like over here. Throw a cocktail here and then we just chill here. Okay, chill in quotation marks, I guess. Why you have to be mad? I'm just throwing fire at you. Why you have to be mad? I don't think Create remembers that runes exist. Why? Cut a sword, it's totally fine, man. What do you mean? And the Rune of Hagrid, I mean, I don't know, maybe not so much. Okay, I need to look for Aether resistance, like right now, because I have pretty much 0. I mean, with Rune of Hagrad, we're gonna get some more variety for sure, because whatever, like, global conversion the Raven has, right? Like, the Raven deals pierce and cold damage by default, and if you use any item that converts all cold and pierce damage on the Raven to some other damage type, and because Raven is, or like the transformations are kind of buffs, they kind of like work like buffs. So if you are in the Raven transformation, and you have cold and pierce to whatever other damage type conversion, it will also convert the runes, like fully basically. So that is kind of cute, but then there's always like the problem or the question, does it have enough like other item support then to even be viable or not? And that's like a whole different problem, of course. I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna like tank some Chaos Res, yes, but I'm gonna get some Aether Res at least back. And also gonna, of course, use this item finally. Do I want to use the Doomforge Breastplate? Give up Pierce Res for Wit and Aether Res. There's also HP, more HP, like the same armor, less damage. Yeah, it's like what the same. Like I could use it for sure, but I feel like I don't feel like using it at this point. 6 over cap on the movement speed, and we also have this finally. Is it better to put Thermite Mines on Imp and this on Cocktail? I don't know. Worth a try. Okay, now if you want some defense, it's like the time to pick some defense, right? You could like pick like Turtle or Behemoth or Chariot, stuff like that. You don't need Crown though, so you don't really like need the purples, so going Chariot or Phoenix isn't quite as straightforward. I mean, Phoenix could still be fine. Phoenix is nice if you grab a Turtle now, right? And Phoenix is the next. But then again, like, Turtle is... It's alright, but it's not that great. Well, it can be still alright. It's definitely like a little bit better on hardcore as like a first defensive devotions like right about now. Definitely not bad to have. It used to be a little better though in the past. I'm only keeping this one around to like show the two, like this weapon and the shield together. Once I find the shield. Which you should find like at some point in this act here as well.
I wasn't sure. I wish I'm going to...
Okay. Wasn't sure you would make
I'll
it.
skip. The
What do you
Legion
mean?
is split on two fronts.
Using an ascendant conduit with as much fire as possible for fire color store. Was there a amulet for color store? Maybe, I don't actually remember, to be fair. It's been a while that I've played like endgame runes. Just like a Giga generic Inquisitor amulet, probably better. Yeah, I think so too. What's the endgame in this game? So there is a game mode called the Shattered Realm, which is kind of similar to like Rifts in Diablo, I guess. Like Rifts in Diablo 3 or whatever it's called in Diablo 4. There is the Crucible, which is kind of like an arena wave mode. Can be also pretty hard, pretty challenging. There are currently 6 super bosses. There will be 3 more, I believe, in the next expansion, like with the next expansion. And if you play like the Community League mods, there's also like scaling dungeons, as well as even more super bosses, endgame bosses, uber bosses, whatever you want to call them, which are pretty hard and challenging. Like you definitely have to like get very good gear for them, or maybe even perfect gear, depends on your build. And then, because of the like vast build variety, the true end game of this game is basically making more and more characters and like trying out all the cool combinations and items and so on that you can do. It's definitely a bit more like campaign focused, and the next expansion is actually gonna also give us another new end game mode, which is the Ascendant mode, which basically scales the entirety of the campaign to be a replayable end game mode as well. With like new events, new items, new ways to upgrade your gear, new bosses maybe as well, who knows. That are like exclusive to that endgame like variant of the campaign. And honestly, like the campaign in Grim Dawn is just a lot of fun to like play through. Like Grim Dawn is, compared to like say Path of Exile, it's a bit more about the journey than like the end game, I would say. Like playing through the campaign on multiple characters doesn't feel as like tedious as it does in PoE, in my opinion. It's just fun. Like the campaign feels good. Even the story is nice, honestly. But that's probably not what you're looking for when you're asking how's the end game in this game. So yeah, Grim Dawn does have end game. Maybe not as good as PoE. Certainly not as good as PoE. Because no game has like the best, like as good as of a end game as PoE, I would dare to say. But it does have plenty, or like a decent amount, let's say it like that. And we got a good gold string here, at least from this guy. The Empiric of Protection is pretty terrible, honestly. It's exactly what you want. It's... I don't know if Grim Dawn is on sale right now anymore. Like it was on sale like a couple of weeks ago or months ago, weeks ago, I think. Well, at least we got a Devotion Shrine, yeah. Even if the ring is trash. Okay, do I want to go for Turtle? Or just Giant? I mean, going for regen on a Demolitionist is honestly not bad, like considering how much regen you get from Vindictive Flame too. And if you actually got good Goddess Rings, would be even nicer. Steam sale later this week, so Grim Dawn should be on sale yet again. Nice. I mean, yeah. Would be good to pick it up. And then pick up the expansion on top. To be fair, even the base game of Grim Dawn is like acceptable, but compared to like how much content the expansions add, base game Grim Dawn is kind of like feels like a cheap trial, like a demo of the game. The expansions add like so much, it's kind of crazy. Not just like new classes and new acts, but like itemization and game modes, etc, etc. How much better is the gear from the expansion packs? I mean, the gear itself is not necessarily like that much better than like current endgame gear. It's just different gear. However, there are gonna be ways to upgrade pretty much any build. But I mean more on that next week, when we stream together with Zentai. I mean, the expansion... Okay, like, the thing is, like, the base game has max level 85, right? And the first expansion raises that level to level 100, so obviously all the level 100 gear is a lot better. But the Fangs of... I mean, the Forgotten Gods expansion and the Fangs of Astakarn expansion are not gonna, like, introduce a new tier of items. Like, it's not gonna, like, increase your level, the max level either. That's kind of like only what Ashes of Mammoth does, like the first expansion. And Forgotten Gods and the Fangs of Astakarn are gonna like make your character much more powerful in other ways, but not necessarily like just via like a new tier of items, for example.
Ah, we speak at last.
I mean, we know, for example, that with the next expansion, right, we're gonna get potion crafting, and obviously every character is gonna be able to craft potions, so, or like improve potions. I wouldn't say it's gonna like do a big difference. Also, I wouldn't really like call it maybe like potion crafting. It's more like slight potion enhancing or like slight potion modifications. I wouldn't expect like too much power from that. But there's some power in that, and every character gets access to that, so that is already like one power creep going on, and maybe there's gonna be more, right? Who knows? So excited for the expansion. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody is in here. It's gonna be finally time for the expansion. We have waited pretty long time, but I can tell you the wait is gonna be worth it. Yes, we're gonna have like a lot more questions on Reddit. Are the expansion worth it? Or are the expansions, or is the expansion worth it? And once again, all we can say is yes. Full stop. Okay, I still didn't get the shield that I wanted to show you guys, right? What the heck? Not a single troll dropped his shield. I get a bunch of like flesh warp plate mails and like helmets. Actually not even that many helmets either. Maybe like Xanta nerfed the drop rate a little bit after I was saying like they drop like left and right all the time. Not sure. Maybe that's gone as a shield we can drop. No? No shield there either. Okay, 35 Aetherus, really not the type for amalgamation. And after the latest HP buff, yeah, this boss can use his abilities at least, let's say it like that. And honestly, like, his abilities always did hurt a bit. Oh, there it is, there's the bulwark. We can show off the shield after this fight. Also, we just leveled up, so let's put some points into skills that we want to use. Okay, dude. Holy shit, I'm standing in the fire. GG.
Ah, we speak at last.
Dude, I feel like my brain is like literally fried today, because I'm so hot. Like I'm not playing as smoothly as I usually do. Pulsing shard. Oh yeah, Magafer is still, I think, mad about the Reap Spirit part of Pulsing Shard having like Wit to Aether conversion now, which didn't have in the past. And there's like no proper MI for Vitality Reap Spirit now anymore. Justifiably mad, yeah. I mean, if there's not gonna be one in Fangs of Hustakar, we're just gonna make sure there's gonna be one in the league. So that Magafer doesn't quit Grim Dawn again.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Okay, we can get some more Aether resistance gear here. This Scholar's Ring could be really good, but it's not. Because we got like garbage affixes on it. A little unlucky. These are nice gloves, honestly. And I mean, this chest is like kind of always good. Even if you're not using any of the skills of this. Pierce and Chaos Dress. Okay, after we sold all of those, we can still look for like maybe some fire damage. Are these gloves usable? Okay, not really.
Put it to good use.
Okay, so the idea we had earlier, right? Or like somebody in chat actually had us.
We speak at last.
This shield converts all lightning damage to physical to brute force to for a shaman. Brute force is usually only for two-handers. But if an item does what it does, like stuff like this, if it is a shield and it has a modifier to a skill that usually cannot be used with a shield, then this item will enable that skill for you. So you will be able to use brute force with this, even if like the text doesn't say that. And I feel like items that do this should like have it like somewhere in the flavor text of the item. Like Zarthul's Codex has like a flavor text like filled with fiery invocations to consecrate the non-believers, right? This shield could have like some text as well, like I don't know, like lets you wield this shield with brute force or something like that. So it does enable brute force, it does enable feral hunger. I doubt it's enabling upheaval. I think it does not enable upheaval. But I mean, still, you can play like basically Sword and Board, Archon pretty nicely with these two, right? Wind Devil, Smite, and then like Feral Hunger, Brute Force. Wait, it's +6 to Feral Hunger? What the heck? Why is it +6 to Feral Hunger? What? Vigorous doesn't give you plus anything, and Psyche doesn't give you any plus either. It's just like HP and Spirit, right? Why is it +6 to Feral Hunger? What the fuck? Wait for the bug reports on the forums saying that the item is bugged. I don't know. Is it? He wants to be very good at Feral Hunger, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't like distribute the points like +3 Brute Force, +3 Feral Hunger, instead of just +6 Feral Hunger.
There was much I see my scouts have
It's crazy.
My scouts have reported back.
Alright, time for Blood Grove. Before you go to Blood Grove, you want to check your kills first. If it's like below 50%, make sure it is above 50%.
I have come to represent Kaiman's Chosen, as the one you call Ulgrim has requested.
Do we choose these guys? We choose these guys, right? Because of the demo belt, I think. I will honor your dead. Yeah, maybe it's +6 because there's just like no other support for it or so. But then again, it's still a little weird, in my opinion. Korvac did nothing wrong, yep. Dude, imagine if you sided with Kaiman's Chosen in Forgotten Gods, you could like pretend to side with the Eldritch factions. I mean the like Dreeks or whatever factions. And then when you would otherwise fight Father Kaiman, you could instead like then switch sides to like side with Father Kaiman and then fight alongside Korvac to then like, you know, fight the Witch Gods instead. And it would only be cool if the Witch Gods would be like actually cool fights too, right? And then there's like so many other questions, like what happens if you actually like let Korvac just reign over the Corvin Downs. I would need to like change the whole like town as well and so on, so yeah. Sounds like a lot of work. Would be cool as fuck though. Then watch the world burn, including the new expansion. Whoops. Maybe. Maybe that's just Witch God propaganda though. Maybe he would actually bring like stability and prosperity to the Corvin Lands. It's like making a new game at that point. Yeah, kinda. It's like making a game with an engine where switching story sides like this is a lot easier to implement than it is in the current engine. Like, it's not impossible in the current engine. You could like literally do everything that I just said. It's just kinda like making an entire new act at that point. Alright, the Blood Grove. Before we leave this place, we want to make sure we have 5 Black Legion insignias. We ideally also have a Chthonian Seal of Binding to cleanse the shrine. We have killed Bolvar and rescued the farmers. So there's stuff to do here. Okay, we got the farmers. Nice, nice. Okay, where the heck is Bolvar though? Did he forget to guard the farmers? Bolvar, where are you hiding? How do I lay out my inventory? I press this button and everything goes into my shared stash now anyway, because they changed the stash, and then otherwise I just press this button to auto sort and that's it. And then, I mean, I used to do like 1 tab for my components, and then a couple tabs for like leveling gear, and then all the endgame gear used to just be like in my item assistant mod anyway, like third-party tool. That's how I used to play my main account. I mean, if I keep playing as much my main account, I probably will do the same-ish, just like I have a couple more stash, like tabs, I guess, for leveling gear now. But I mean, either way, like, Grim Dawn Item Assistant is, in my opinion, like only for people that know which items to keep and which ones not to keep. If you keep too much, I would rather recommend you to learn what to keep first. So yeah, this guy, if you don't have like good chaos stress, you're just getting fucked, right? So anyway, you can also go without using item assistant for a little longer, like once the expansion is out, because as I said, like you can just auto move your reagents like this, like your components and so on. Did I get a... Ah shit, now I don't know if I got a Cyclonian Seal of Binding or not, let's check. I did not yet, okay, oh well. We'll have to come back here a little later, like after killing Corals. By that point at least, we should definitely have one. 4 bags is the maximum. 5 bags is the maximum here. I think 4 is the maximum. You get like a normal, and then you get like another one in ultimate or elite, whichever one you're playing. And stash tabs. I'm not sure how many stash tabs. I mean 6 stash tabs is the maximum. 3 Fangs of Astakarn. It's gonna be more as well. I can show you real quick. This one was decent, right? So let's use this one. And we'll use the new offhand as well. Nice, nice. The altar is going to be available on all difficulties, yes. You can juice your game in normal if you want. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 personal stash tabs. And you're going to have... What is this? 10 shared ones. And then like also 2 component tabs on top of that. So right now you have 6, but you need to reserve 1 for components, so you have basically only 5. And now you will have like double, right? You will have double the stash tabs basically. Because these are dedicated for components and materials now. And then you can like start putting just gear in your first one. And then you have like 9 others for... Well, you can just unlock this with like iron butts, like you always could. I mean, the later ones might be a little bit more expensive, maybe. But there's definitely gonna be a lot of room now, like double the space. It's actually even more than double the space, because they changed the layout, right? Like, the tabs themselves used to be up here, and now they're on the left. And because of that, you get, I think, at least 1, maybe even 2 more spaces up, like, per tab as well. Because you used to have, like, the UI for the tabs up here. But now, instead of the UI for the tabs up here, you have more stash space, like more space per tab as well. So it's not just double the stash space, it's even more, because you have... Like, what is this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items, something like that, more per tab as well. Like 5 or 6, like 2x2 items.
Let's take a look, shall we? You safe out there?
Pretty nice. Alright, let's go. Do I need to talk to her yet? Not really. Let's just go. Let's see it here. Does the progress carry over from normal to ultimate? The progress for the altar? I don't think so, no. At least right now it doesn't. That is something that is a little bit of a bummer, in my opinion. But also there's something that we could change in the community leagues instead. Because in the community leagues we have pretty much made a similar setup already for the like ghost ambush tree, right? And that one did not carry over in the past, but now it does. And I think if we store the information from the altar in a similar way, then yeah, it will work in a similar way. They will never tire of stealing your tech. I mean, they're not gonna have this tech ever, because that tech requires having servers, right? Like you need to store the information somewhere, like per character. I mean, you could store the information per character just like on the character instead of on the server, but right now the infrastructure of the game does not allow you to store something like that per character, which is a little dumb. And I don't know why they didn't set it up like that in the first place. It's a little weird. I think maybe the reason why they didn't want to like have it like the setup stored in the character and instead like wanted to have it like per session instead is like you're supposed to like invest materials like every session to make your game harder to drop stuff more to then like, you know, be like in the cycle of do I really want to invest the materials because I need to like farm and get them back, like get my money's worth out of the materials that I'm investing, kinda. So maybe that's why like they didn't want to like set it up like that. They did not introduce global character tags from the requests I made in the mods editions. Post about it again, or tell me again what I should PM Zentai, and I'll tell him like, please, we need this. Maybe if I tell him as well, he'll put more focus on it. I should Zarya nowadays. I really want to make sure to kill the crystals now, because there's like pretty much no way, unless you have like an endgame character, that you're gonna kill her before she spawns the crystals now with a new like HP buff. Which is good, because you're like forced to do her mechanics finally. Maybe on normal you can still kill her fast enough, but at least in Veteran that's not gonna happen anymore. Best you just PM me again what tags you're talking about and what you need, like what you want them to do exactly, and then I'll just try to forward that to Zentai or whomever wants to take care of it, or I'll just like post it in like the closed testing stuff, and yeah, then they will have a bit more focus on it at least. And to be fair, I also forgot that you asked about that. Because it's at this point it's been like 3 years ago or something like that, so I kind of forgot. But also I understand that you're even more mad that like even after these 3 years it's still not implemented. Yeah, the pause was like the pause was before Asakar and playtesting started, which I think at this point also like started like 2 years ago almost. Or 1.5 years ago. This totem can be a little scary, the Chaos Totem Darkveil Gate. But I guess if you're playing Cocktail, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, let's put 2 more here, 1 down here. I should have maybe like pulled some from the Vindictive Flame once I had like enough movement speed, but it's also some decent regen that you're getting from the skill. It's not a bad skill at all. That's fine. Neep's gonna need more lines, of course. Yeah, he will. He will for sure. The Marzan lines at the very least. Yeah, unless we're changing those, but they're probably... I don't think we're changing them a lot. I mean, the only change we're doing to Shattered Realm for Season 8 is... I mean, at this point, like, since the SR30 change that Crate also did, we'll be decompressing Shattered Realm to match Crate's system. Because, like, our SR15 at this point was literally the same as, like, their SR30, right? Because we had, like, double the chunks. So, since the difficulty scaling is basically the same, I think it makes little sense to keep our system around. It's just like unnecessary confusion at this point, I think. Like, it made sense in the past, but now it's like, yeah. Because, I mean, the time that it needs you to get to SR30 is the same as it needs to get you to SR15 in the league. We have to double check, though, if the progression has been adjusted or not. Like, if completing SR15 gives you access to SR16 or not. Like, that could still be a little scuffed. Not gonna lie. It made Crate change theirs. I mean, we both, especially you, honestly, like, made Crate change a lot of things. Let's be real. Like, maybe even the Nemesis, the way like Nemesis spawned not in like entirety because of whatever you did, but like them looking at, like, okay, like them making this entire expansion is also partially because of us. Let's be real, right? Like, let's be real. It's definitely because of this community still loving the game so much that Dan and me and all the other people working on the community league, like, were able to put as much effort into the community leagues as we could. And then it being as popular as it was, definitely is like the reason why we're even like getting, or like a big reason why we're even getting this expansion in the first place.
I am told I can, when the Legion was forced to let's. I've already informed.
I heard about
You're here. With a
You applied to a game dev studio and wrote on the CV, I did modding for Grim Dawn and influenced the devs to change their game. You actually did? Wait, for real? Did you actually apply? I mean, honestly, like that's... I mean, if you're applying for something like that, then... that alone should, like, get you hired. I mean, if they are hiring, at least. Like, at least you could do some, like, technical game design, right? Doesn't have to be, like, the hardcore, like, programming, but, like, at least technical game design.
We speak at last.
Is a position you could fill in and like doing stuff like that. They didn't offer remotes. Oh no. I mean, sometimes they don't offer like full remote, but offer something like you have to like go there like once a month or like once a week. And then it can sometimes be like still feasible to like travel there like once a month or like once a week, depending on like how far it is. A friend of mine was like in a similar situation with his current job. Like when he was looking for jobs. But, yeah. Stan's gonna make new Elden Ring bosses. Bribed bracers. Honestly, I should like still try to apply for the Titan Cross 2 studio. Because they are literally in my city. And to be fair, today one of the devs wrote me on Discord and was asking for some feedback on like some stuff. Well, like he wasn't really asking for feedback. First of all, he was just like asking for my specs because of like how not so optimized Titan Quest 2 runs on my rig. So that like their technical like you know, like the people like working more with like game optimization and stuff like that can you know improve the game. Yeah, I really should, man. Anyway, because I mean applying for Crate is kind of like a pipe dream. Because they only hire from the US, and I don't know if I really wanna. I mean, the US is not like as bad maybe as some people say, but it's also not really that great right now. It's even worse. It's not as bad as people say. It's even worse. Yeah, maybe it's even worse. Who knows? I mean, yeah, to be fair, maybe I would just get like rejected when I travel there anyway. Like the second I get to the airport, they would just get deported again instantly, so who knows. Anyway. Speak to Brother Bill, Brother Eluvius. Let's do that real quick. And then I think we're gonna stop here. I mean, it's a pretty good stopping point here. We did Act 1, 2, and 3. Act 4 is yet to come, and it's already past 11. So...
May the light...
yeah. It's a decent stopping point here. Actually, okay, we can kill Ravok. I forgot about Ravok. If you aren't using Epic / Legendary boots, is there a generic boot space that is target farmable to go for? No. And for gloves, I also no. However, check out faction vendors. Like some faction vendors have insane, especially boots, honestly. Like Black Legion boots are insane. If you go to the quartermaster here, They have level 50 Legion Greaves here, which are just giga tanky, and then I have level 70 Legion Greaves over here, which are the same, just like higher level. Check out faction vendors like these quartermasters. They are really good. They can have really good gear.
Put it to good use.
Especially like for the slots on which you cannot like target farm stuff and where you're kind of like missing some stuff. They can be very much worth to check out every now and then. And for boots and so on, you can also craft stuff. Yeah, you can also craft stuff. Like just like these standard like yellow or green boots. Like you might be crafting yellow boots, but if you click like combine here, they might even become green because they like roll a green affix on top, right? So they're not all that bad, even though they're yellow in quotation marks.
Put it to good use.
And there's even endgame blueprints called, for example, what's it called? Stonehide? No, Stoneplate Greaves. And another pair of Greaves, which I forgot the name of. Which can both be also like ridiculously good, like level 94 endgame blueprints. They can be pretty darn good. Interpret boots. Like boots crafting is an actual thing even for endgame builds. Gloves, you can also craft gloves, and I believe for some builds it also is an endgame option. Not quite as common as with the boots, but some builds like don't need like legendary gloves, and then it can very much be an option to also craft gloves. And even pants in some cases. I mean, for most builds, if you don't have like legendary pants, you have like some green pants from Nemesis monsters that you can target farm. Or like the Solile or Dreeg, like mini witch boss, like mini bosses from the what's it called again? The Hidden Path questline. You can do that too. But there's also craftable pants. Yeah. Craftable belts sometimes with +1 to all skills to some classes. Yeah. Yeah, there's some stuff for some classes at least. Kind of depends on the class though, of the belts. Usually for the belts you have like target farmable stuff. Crafting is a lot more common for boots, sometimes gloves, sometimes pants, and then rarely belt as well. Yeah. Alright, let's return to Brotherman Bill. I mean, you might not know about the Hidden Path yet if you're new to the game, right? You might not have found it, because it's literally hidden. Brotherman Bill at the top of the hill, yeah, Father Kaiman as well. Is at the top of the hill, I guess, at the top of Korvax volcano or some shit, who knows. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. So, okay, why not real quick show you at least Hidden Path Part 1, and then if you read the instructions that you get, you can maybe figure out the rest. Because I kinda don't wanna do it right now, but I'll show you the first part. So lower crossing, alright, literally at the start of the game. You go over here to this house, and then there's like a small path here. You can also like go through the house if you want to, like this. You need some dynamite. And it's not marked on the map, right? It's literally hidden on the map. There's some dynamite here, like holy shit. Like some block shredder here. And then you can clear this area, which has a minimum level of I don't know what level actually, it's certainly not level 1. These mobs are level 40 now, when I'm level 37. I think minimum level is like a little bit lower there. Maybe like 20 or 25, something like that. There's lots of poison here, you have terrible poison rest, like please do not go here. That is if you're playing hardcore. This area exists on all difficulties, normal, elite, and ultimate. You kind of only have to do it in ultimate though. Usually I never do the normal anymore, but you can if you want to, if you want some pants. And you have this Garden of the Reek here, and there's, well, a total of like 4 parts to this entire area, and the first 3 parts are gonna have like mini-bosses that drop pants. Like the Solisle, the Dreeg, and the Bismeal pants. There we go. And Vigorous of Squalls is not going to be like really good for this build, but I mean, as you can see, they still have like pretty good stats. They all like come with a bunch of like base stats, and then like depending on like what kind of affixes you got on top, they can have ridiculous stats, right? They can be pretty darn good. They can be better than legendary items later on as well, if you get like the right affix combinations on these. And these are generally considered worse than the Nemesis pants. But depending on your build, they might be better than some Nemesis pants. And none of them are blue or legendary, they're all green. Green items in this game can be as good as blues or legendaries, or even better. I mean, honestly, blue items are like the worst out of the like 3 endgame viable types of items usually. You have purples, blues, and greens, and blues are usually the worst. There's some that are good, but usually they are the worst. And of course, like, white and yellows you never look at ever in the game. And, well, yellows until like level 15 maybe, or 20. And whites you start removing like at level 0. What can I do to remove all these random trash rares? If you feel like you have like a good baseline of rares, you could do this. Like, okay, what you could do before that is, if you know like you want to play like a melee or ranged character or whatever anyway, you can like at least remove the weapons that you don't care about. Like the weapon types that you don't care about. But you kind of have to like know if the monster frequent that's good for your build is, for example, a one-handed melee or dagger or a ranged or two-handed melee and so on. And if it's not one of those types, then you can safely remove these. If you don't know that, you can kind of not safely remove these. What you could do at some point though, you can always safely remove it like this. So then it will at least always show you all the good stuff. The actual great stuff. And if an item like this drops, but it has like double rare affixes, it will still drop. Like you will still see it. This can sometimes cause the issue that like for certain slots where there is no monster frequents, you will either have to rely on epics or legendaries, or you won't have any like upgrades for quite a long time, and then you can only like check out vendors and so on. So whenever you feel like you need, like, for example, I don't know, some new gloves or some new pants or some new boots, and you didn't get like any good like epics or legendaries for those slots, then you could like re-enable the rares. But otherwise I would say like running around like this at like level 80 plus is also fine, usually. Yeah, also I would never really tinker with like this stuff all that much. Like you always want to see like this stuff here. And this shit here, I mean, this stuff also like depends on like, do you want to like farm gear for your other characters or not? I would only change this a little bit if you have rares still enabled and you really want to like only look for gear for your character. Otherwise I would always leave this. And yes, in Grim Dawn generally you will have to look at many items when selling them to the shop. That is just kind of how it is. Especially early on, and it can be a little tedious, I agree, but it's like part of the learning process. Like every item that you look at, that you sold, next time you will know that you can sell this item probably a little sooner, and you will be faster at selling. Also, you need iron bits anyway. Like, you might have a lot of them right now, but once you start crafting items, like once you start like crafting, for example, perfect boots, This can go to 0, like, very quickly again, like, believe me. You can if you want to craft away all your iron bits, anyway. So, every green item that you might have thought like it was like a waste of time to think about as to sell it, it might be worth to have the money at some point in the future, anyway. Picking up loot and vendoring, it will give you tons of iron bits. So usually I will sell all greens and blues, and all purples I go to the inventor and blow them up with dynamite.
Be safe out there.
If I don't want to keep the item, right? Blues and greens for iron bits and purples for materials. So you get like a bunch of like materials as well. Like rare materials. Yeah, the game, unfortunately, like Grim Dawn, unfortunately doesn't have a loot filter that rivals the one from Last Epoch or Path of Exile. Grim Dawn's loot filter is a little rudimentary. That is kind of like how it is, unfortunately. And it's not gonna improve with Fangs of Astrakhan really either. I mean, the only thing they added here, as you can see, is they added Ascended items, but I mean... will they even drop that much? We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much everybody for watching. Sorry for the slight issues at the start of the stream today, once again. But I rather, you know, fix any remaining issues that I have with my stream today, rather than next week when Xanta is here. Apologize for dying. Who died?